Good day everyone. Before I will proceed to my discussion, let me introduce myself first. By the way, I am Famila Dayola from BSF 1B. At this juncture, I will be discussing to you the topic that is assigned to us, which is all about forest resources. Let us proceed. Forest resources. Forest resources are natural and renewable resources which supports the needs of every mankind. As such, it plays a pivotal part in our environment and in our economy as well because it produces raw materials for the products of various operating industries, which gives a huge impact for the economic growth in any country. So when we say forest resources, specifically in talking to biotic components, are these are the resources which are renewable or replaceable whenever depleted or ma-decrease siya due to consumption or usage. Examples of this are plants, trees, and wildlife, also the animals as well, which are very useful and helpful for the operation of various industries and for our economy in general. So why do this is important in our economy? So basically and simply because it serves as the generating fuel for any country. The products that we are using and consuming nowadays are mostly came from forest resources such as clothes, papers, medicines, foods, and so much more. Yet, due to the trades, selling, and exchange of goods and products from our forest resources that were mentioned earlier, our economy grow and grow, so as the lives of people too. Further, plants along with trees cover large areas, produces variety of products, and provide food for living organisms, and also important to save the environment. A great variety of mammals and birds which live in the forests serves as useful living resources. So it means that doesn't just provide an economic progress or produce the commodities we need, but it also serves us the savior of our environment and for our lives because it protects us from the severe impact of various calamities such as floods and landslides. Yet the animals that also lives in the forests are also helpful biotic component and useful resource for the help plants in growing from their growing faster in a way that they help from sa ilang mga poops or ilang mga manures and the oxygen they breathe out or carbon dioxide rather they can help the plants to grow faster and participate into photosynthesis. So as well as they protect our environment and preserve our biodiversity. Munang help sa mammals o animals. So let's proceed. Forest resources play an important role in the economy of any country. It is highly complex, changing environment made up of a living and non-living things. So examples of living things are the biotic components are wildlife, trees and plants, and animals. And for the non-living things or the biotic components are land, water, air, rocks, nutrients, and sunlight. So let us proceed for the further explanation. Living things are biotic component. First is the wildlife. So when we say wildlife, it is traditionally refers to undomesticated animal species but has come to include all plants, fungi, and other organisms that grow or live in a wild area. So when we say wildlife as a living resource, it doesn't just only talks about or focuses on the plants or for the animals, but also it talks about plants and fungi that lives in the wilderness or forest areas. Even plants, fungi, and so on, basta kay living organisms siya nga nagpuyo sa forest resources or wilderness is considered siya as wildlife. So, unsa may tabang aning wildlife as a resource? So, the help of wildlife as a resource is that it provides us the commodities we need, such as food, medicines, and so much more, and it also preserves our biodiversity and ecology. Second is the anima. So fauna is all of the animal life of any particular region or time. So when we say fauna, in other words, it means as the life of various animals or the animals itself that lives in the forest. So the help of fauna as a living resource is that it liberates or set free carbon dioxide consumed by flora or mga plants for photosynthesis. Examples of this is kanang ilang hangin na ilang gina-breath out o ang ilang manures or sa Bisaya pa ang ilang mga hugaw nga ilang ginagawas during respiration are serves as mga fertilizer or nutrients para sa mga plants to grow faster and as what I have said earlier, participate in photosynthesis and then eventually makaproduce of foods for us humans. Yet, the examples of fauna are jungle cats, leopards, monkeys, flying squirrels, snakes, centipedes, millipedes, snails, and so much more. Next. Third is trees and plants. So, flora is the plant life occurring in a particular region or time. So, when we say flora, kalahian siya sa fauna. Kaya fauna talks about the life of animals or the animals itself. Ang flora, on the other hand, when we say flora, it talks about the life of plants or the plants itself that lives in the wilderness or forest areas. So, sa may tabang sa flora. So, the help of flora, unlike sa katong fauna, is that it liberates or set free oxygen. Di ba ang fauna is nag-liberate siya of carbon dioxide? So, kini ang fauna is, ang iyang ginaliberate or iyang ginagawas is ang oxygen that is consumed by fauna or katong mga animals for respiratory activities or kung sa Binisaya pa, ang ilang paghinga o ilang kanang para sa mga tao ra gyapon ang paghinga, inhale and exhale, respiratory activities. Yet, in short, ang flora ug ang fauna is naga-exchange lang og benefits with one another. Plants or ang flora need the carbon dioxide from the animals or ang katong faunas to live. And the animals also need the oxygen from flora or mga plants to survive. So, ano lang na, that's it. Flora need og carbon dioxide from the animals, og ang animals need the oxygen from flora para pod mabuhi. So, ana lang kasimple ang ilang benefits sa isa't isa. Ang explanation ana. Yet, examples of flora are evergreen trees, bamboos, ferns, shrubs, and so much more. Let us proceed. So, the benefits and uses of forest resources. So, they provide timber for house building, shipbuilding, bridges, railway carriages, furnitures, and etc. So, as what have shown in the picture, so we have here house which is still ongoing and made up of raw materials from trees such as timber and woods. Napod tayo wood bridge, napod tayo ship which is still not totally furnished kay gihimo pa siya. So, nakagather ko information na ang ship day is gikan din na siya sa mga kahoy, no? And then, ang railway carriages po, as well as furnitures like this and my back kining window. So, gikan po ni siya sa forest resources which are timber and mga woods. So, let us proceed. They supply firewood and charcoal for fuel in homes and in industries. So, forest resources, particularly the trees or mga kahoy, produces as humans of ang industries, firewood and charcoal or uling sa Binisaya for our daily consumption of usage, especially for our cooking purposes. So, I know that most of us nowadays are still using this style of cooking kay most of us are still experiencing poverty. All of us cannot provide kanang unsa ni mga technological cooking machines para mapadali ang trabaho, but still forest resources, especially trees, makes our works easier in a natural and classic way. So mao nang tabang sa forest resources, especially sa atong pagluto. Yet they provide wood pulp for paper and rayon industries too. So based on the pictures, no, we have here paper and rayon. So from wood pulp to paper and from wood pulp to rayon. So kuning rayon is mga tela ni siya for para sa paghimo sa atong mga sinina. So indeed, this goes to show that our forest doesn't just provide us foods, but also it provides us the clothes we need and the paper products for our educational purposes. So let us proceed. Forest resources also provide honey for food and medicine. So, some insects from trees or forests like bees are also essential and useful for the production of foods and medicines because the honey they produce could be processed into syrup, medicines, and foods which could help us eventually to live healthier. Yet, they also provide beeswax for candles and show making. So based on the pictures now, we have here the candles and shoe. So ang kining this is the finished product which came from beeswax no morning nahimo na siya into candles. And ang shoe pod is sinaw siya because of beeswax also. Yet forest resources also provide sandalwood for card boxes and small domestic articles. So ang forest not just provides us foods but also no, but it also provides us kanang mga ecological products like kining sandal as what's shown in the picture. So aside from the fact that it is naturally beautiful, it also serves as an eco-friendly product. So forest indeed produces us products which are very eco-friendly and helpful in our daily lives. Moreover, they provide canes for baskets, chairs, ropes, walking sticks, and umbrella handles. So, based on the pictures no, we have here the examples. Ang kining baskets which is usually made yun na siya sa kuan, kining bamboo canes na ginahimo sa kanang manghimo ay og mga baskets, and then furniture's food, and then ropes og ang kining walking sticks or in Bisaya pa mga sungkod sa atong lolo og lola og kini pong usually na makita nato sa markets kanang mga handles sa umbrella. So as an information, gikan po na siya sa bamboo canes. So grabe siya ka helpful gid ang bamboo canes ug ang forest resources. Yet they provide tanning markets in the form of wood barks too, roots and fruits for tanning hides and skin. Commercial and economic significance of forest resources. Forests are main source of many commercial products. About 1.5 billion people depend upon fuel wood as an energy source. So, as what I have discussed earlier, there were so many products that our forest produces us like foods, medicines, shoes, beeswax, and so much more nga makatabang sa atong economic growth as well as atong kinabuhi kada adlaw. Yet, the timber obtained from the forest can also used to make plywood, board, doors and windows, furniture, and agriculture implements and sports goods. So examples of this is ang kanang makita nato sa atong mga balay, ang kaning plywood, ang atong salog which is mostly is mga kawayan or mga unsa ni mga tabla, og ang kining door behind sa akong likod is came po ni siya sa raw materials from forest resources which is from timber into finished product nga guwapa nga furniture kanang magamit na nato sa atong balay. Yet, forest resources can provide food, fiber, edible oils and drugs, and all are also used for agriculture and grazing. Furthermore, the ecological importance of forest resources. First is the regulation of global climate and temperatures. Second is the reduction in global warming, and third is the production of oxygen. So we all know that plants and trees produces us or provides us the oxygen we need for us to survive, no? So this is the ecological importance, no? It produces us oxygen para mabuhi ang animals o ang other living things sa kalibutan. Yet, it is important also in the fertility and conservation of soil. So, nakabantay mo anang areas nga ginalandslide. So, nganong ginalandslide man na? So, it is because of the logging and mining nga nahitabo. So, because of wala na may support ang lupa nga naghawid sa iya. So, muguho na siya eventually. So, indeed, kung wala joy puno or mga plants nga naghawid sa lupa is muguho na siya. So, it is important ka magtanong bitag puno kay para maka-avoid taan ang severe impact sa landslides. Para jud safe ta. Next is it controls also water flow. So example of this is kanang landslides, flash floods. So during if daghantay puno is makatabang na siya para na i-support nga mo absorb sa mga tubig nga mag-mitigate sa iyang impact sa atong environment, sa atong mga panimalay nga di kaayo mudako ang baha. So importante gid ang puno if daghan kay daghay maka-absorb sa tubig ug sa baha nga maka-regulate ug maka-control sa water flow during mga flash floods. Yet forests are also habitats of wildlife. So we all know that forest is composed of different wildlife, plants, and trees nga nagpuyo dira. So it is also helpful para puloy-anan sa mga hayop ug other living things. Yet it also absorbs air pollution. So ang trees also and plants absorbs air pollution. So bisan unta sa ato mapadulong ang air pollution because naay mga trees, so the fact that they need carbon dioxide para motubo, so sila na lang ang mo-absorb ana. So it is important for us to plant trees para maka avoid ta sa air pollution ug sila ang mo-absorb sa mga carbon dioxide nga ginabuga sa atong hangin. And so in short, forest sources, as what I have said earlier and again, it plays a pivotal part, and it is essential not just on us humans but also to the economy and environment. Kaya if wala ang trees, forest covers animals, plants, and everything which embodies in the forest, wala sabta because we depend everything on them as much as how they depend their survival on us. We need resources and oxygen from them to live, and they also need carbon dioxide and good care from us to survive. Bali, exchange lang na. Therefore, let us just be kind to our forest resources and be a good stewardess in our nature. In the first place, we are the one who mostly nag-obtain of benefits from them, and we should preserve our forest resources food so that we could serve our lives too. So much for that. I think this would be the end for my part in this topic, guys. I hope you gained something about my discussion. And the next reporters will continue this topic, and they will be focusing on the problems that our forests are dealing nowadays and for the conservation and management of forest resources. So thank you for listening, and always wear your brightest smile. Laban, future foresters. Bye.